All wings report in.
HouseDog, standing by.
MotherGoose, standing by.
Lowtech Tuck, standing by.
Lock S-foils in attack position. Animal Squadron ready for battle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Animal Squadron podcast. You're here with your hairiest host, MotherGoose.
And
what are you
Lowtech
doing?
Tuck.
What do you guys do? What do you think you're doing? I hate when you guys do this.
Elijah, tell them what we're talking about today, buddy.
Silence.
Tell them what we're talking about.
Nobody told me it was time.
Today, everyone, we're talking about Star Wars Outlaws, the new game.
My best friend, Tucker.
That's right. Lowtech Tuck and MotherGoose at it again.
And nobody else.
And nobody else.
Yeah, Mac was too tired to record with us today.
Yep, just another
Sleepy baby.
another sleepy time. Never makes it. But he's having a tough time.
No, keep going.
Yep.
Maybe some bad
going.
dreams.
Keep going.
Maybe even wet the bed a little bit.
Keep going. Keep that. same
Yeah,
energy.
well, I mean, like he hasn't been wearing his Superman footsie pajamas, his 90s, and he just hasn't been the same.
All right, they would never be Superman.
They've
So you're
they've
wrong
been
there.
in the washer.
Actually, I'm a Batman guy.
So there's that.
Listen,
that.
audience, Matt called us incels for reading Stormlight archives earlier, so this is just revenge.
It's true. Also, Stormlight's a dope book. You should check it out if you haven't.
For sure.
It's a
for
dope
sure.
series of books.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, it's good stuff.
Today we're talking
Welcome
about
to
Star
Animal
Wars
Squadron.
Outlaws.
I'm your host, HouseDog, and with me today, I will be reviewing Star Wars Outlaws by myself. My friends are a bunch of backstabbing goons.
Who's with you? You said someone was with
More
you.
like backstabbing gooners.
And yeah, today I'm going to be reviewing Outlaws. This game has been pretty controversial on the internet. We'll see what I have to say about it, and that's about it, yeah. So
Yeah.
welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
I feel welcome.
I feel so welcome right now.
I don't like any of you.
I will say it's a really good
'Cause you
thing that I'm
love
bad
us.
with social cues, because I think I'm perfectly welcome right now.
Good
I'm
thing
not
I
reading
don't
the room
know how to
at
read
all.
a room. But yes, as Max said, we're talking about Star Wars Outlaws. I think we just start out strong. Ratings 1 out of 10. Where would you put this, boys?
Maybe like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I had some significant problems. So with the significant problems, I'll give it like a 3. But without the significant problems, like if my experience had been good, like as far as like the game running well, I would have given it like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, I agree. I think about a 6 or 7 is where I'm sitting at right now as well.
I'd say probably 6 for me.
Yeah, and
But-
also just so our audience knows, let's talk play times. I think I'm sitting about somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, mine's about 4 or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elijah, how do I see how long I've played this game?
should be somewhere on the Ubisoft app.
Oh, yeah. I just found it. I have played 12 hours.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
And it says for main game completion, I am 47.62.
Wow. Okay.
Which
That's
makes
pretty
me
impressive.
pretty sad considering I don't feel like I have done that much in this game.
Yeah. It could be reactionary, you know, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla wasn't the last Ubisoft game that came out, but it was one of the last ones. And I mean, it's like a 200-300 hour game. It was massive. And I know a lot of people, including myself, complained about there's just too much. It was almost too big to do. Like,
Yeah,
you'd
I
stop
gave up
enjoying
on
it
it.
before the game was over.
I felt like there was too much. I never felt like I was doing anything to really advance the game in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
I never really because there was so much to do that I could never remember what was really going on in the main story. I'd
Yeah.
be doing some quest and think I was doing a main story quest, and it had
it
nothing to
wasn't.
do with the main
Yeah.
line. With Outlaws, as soon as I could get off the beginning planet, I left and went
Yeah,
to
same.
Tatooine because I was like, I just want to go somewhere familiar.
Yeah. Which
And
I don't think either Tucker or I even made it that far.
I just got off the planet. That's where I quit playing, actually.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Which
Well,
okay,
it's
so
when
there's-
she crash lands.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Which because you're past the crash land planet, right? You made it past where you got the hyperspace drive and could go pretty much
No.
wherever.
Nope.
Oh, sorry. That was I should have specified. That was towards Mac. That's my bad.
Oh, I gotcha. I was gonna say no. I was just on the crash landing part, but
yeah. Yeah, I'm already building the heist team
sweet.
and have spent a couple of hours on Tatooine.
Yeah.
But even then, if you just want to like speedrun this game, it seems like all you have to do is just get the members to make up the heist team, and then it seems like you'll go straight to the end of the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you're trying to speedrun. Tuck, why don't you talk about the issues that you ran in with the game so people know what you're dealing with? But what's everybody playing on too? I did PC. I did the Ubisoft that our friend Josh recommended. Wasn't it
Yeah.
Josh recommended that we go that route? So if you're unsure about getting Outlaws, kind of like we all were, because everybody saw the reviews leading up to it, which is also another interesting thing that we can talk about. The fact that a lot of companies, a lot of big names were saying that this game was going to be something incredible, that it was going to be basically the way the reviews were being read by people that were Ubisoft affiliated or something like that, said kind of made this out to be that this would be a game of the year or something. And I don't feel like that at all.
Yeah.
So Josh recommended that we all get the Ubisoft
Plus. Yeah.
Ubisoft Plus because it's only like
It's
$16 a month.
19.
Yeah, $18 a month, and it was gonna come with the, I think it's like the second edition of the game.
Yeah, with the like Jabba the Hutt mission or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't think are even out yet.
Yeah.
I don't think that DLC's even out yet, but you get it. So if you're still unsure about getting Outlaws, definitely recommend going that way. Because Ubisoft does have some good games on there that you can play, so it's not really a huge subscription cost for what you do get.
Yeah, and
but
you
yeah,
can just get it for the 1 month, try it, and
if
move
you hate
on
it,
and-
you didn't waste $80 for a game.
yeah. And just to answer before Tech talks about the glitches, I'm playing on Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did PC. Tuck.
I did PC Ubisoft Plus streaming it. Or no, I mean I guess it does download it. But anyways,
Yeah.
regardless. So first problem is loading into the game takes forever. Like I mean like probably 20 minutes from clicking the icon to getting to the main menu, and then you click resume or whatever, or new game or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. And because it's been basically the same every time. And then you have to wait probably another like 5 or 6 minutes. And then typically I have to restart the game and then go through this process again.
Again, dang.
And then it'll like, I mean, and then like whenever it loads and you're actually in the game, typically in like, if I'm playing for an hour or two, I'll run into this problem twice where you're about to go into a room and it's not fully loaded yet. So essentially you just walk off a cliff and you just fall through the map and just stop
sucks.
existing. And then you have
Yeah.
to go back to your last save. So that's sometimes a pain. Sometimes you have to watch cutscenes several times. Cutscenes have been bad also for me. Like, I'll get the dialogue, but the screen will just stop on a frame. So I'll just be looking someone in the eyes while I'm just hearing the audio, and that's it, which is kind of weird. And then also, with the speeder bikes, as soon as I got on a speeder bike and got up to full speed, I actually never encountered enemies because they didn't load.
Oh.
So like the tutorial made me like dodge nothing. And then
Gotcha.
Which I mean, honestly, I think turned out to be a benefit just from what I heard about the speeder bike combat not being the best. So I just went straight to the end. But before I could get to the end, I went off a ramp and then through the map. And then the second time I made it to the end.
Dang.
So that's just a taste of what Outlaws has been like for me. But
That
like
sucks.
on that note, the mechanics and the graphics and stuff have been really good. And also the story's been good. Like it's not it's not that I am not going to enjoy this game. There's just been quite a few really, really annoying things that have been happening to me.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. You know, I think there's some room of forgiveness for game developers when the game just launches, but not that much room.
Yeah, because like this is consistent. It's every time. Every time. I'm going to run into one or all of those issues.
You should be able to play the content that you
Play a
paid
game.
for. Yeah.
Yes. It's such a big deal to me now with, I mean, games that come from AAA titles.
Yeah.
And I think we really started to see this decline in the gaming community. I think it really started with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Where we get this game that everybody has been waiting for a while that launches.
Yeah. I
And
think it's like
then
11 years.
Yeah, it's riddled with bugs. I mean, for Tuck, if that kept happening to me, I would honestly just uninstall and quit playing.
Yeah.
If I was having that big a deal or that big of issues with it. Because, I mean, I was pretty hyped for Cyberpunk. I wasn't following it for years or anything, but, you know, I heard about it, got on the hype train, and I was like, this game's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
You know, a first-person game where a lot of your decisions impact the storyline, the combat looked cool and everything, and then, like, the game just looked like trash. And it was full of bugs and everything, and I haven't gone back to Cyberpunk in years.
You 100% should now. They fixed it, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Currently.
Well, and on that note too, I think with Outlaws specifically, like that you mentioned that, I think probably what I'm gonna do, just based on my experience, is to be. I think I might uninstall it for a little bit and then play it in like a few months whenever they fix some stuff, or like, you know, wait a few months, save up, and like buy the game.
Yeah.
And you know, like maybe that would help too. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm streaming it. I don't know. But there's been some issues for sure. But I mean, I think if they fix that though, I mean, it'd be a game that's worth $70 or $60 or whatever. You know, I think that would be fair. But 110. I don't think you get $110 worth of this game. I don't think that's
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's my other issue.
I think it's worth standard new game price.
That's my other issue is I'm trying to find it right now. But the most expensive version of this game is what, like $140?
Yeah, it's insane.
$140 for a game. And they did today, I did just see there is an update for the game.
Hell yeah.
So, and it looks like they've fixed a bunch of issues that people were having on all platforms. So, I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that a game should come out and it should be completely bug free and everything like that, because games are way more advanced these days and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
And there's more that you have to do just like visually and everything with games. And I'm fine with that.
But Survivor was playable, even though it had bugs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, you know,
it wasn't this bad.
This was like really, really bad.
Which, to be fair, I've had a couple like technical glitches, like, I don't know, really minor things, like the mouth isn't necessarily matched up with what's being said, or like the hair. We actually talked about it in the trailer. The hair's kind of glitchy. like super tiny things like that. But I haven't encountered anything that serious on the console version, which is something I find really weird with video games because PC is a lot more powerful, but because a lot of games prioritize the console versions, they end up having the better version at launch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, it's where they make their money.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But onto the 140, I'm looking it up now. Yes, I do find that ridiculous. But I believe that does come with the season pass, which will have two. I'm looking at it right now. 2 story pack DLCs. So essentially, you're just, again, you shouldn't be paying 140, but at least you're getting DLC early. Bang. Editor Elijah here. I just wanted to clarify my statement. You're not getting the DLC early, you're paying for it ahead of time, and then whenever it releases, you'll be able to play it right away. So there is extra stuff for the extra money, but again, it's way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dude,
to me, that is not worth it.
I miss the days when you would buy a deluxe edition that, let's say it was $100, but you'd get like the metal game case and you'd get a poster and you'd get like, you know what I mean? Like you'd get a lot of benefits from buying like the deluxe edition. Whereas now it's like you get some on like
cosmetics.
Well, and also you get, don't forget you have the downloadable art book.
Right.
You know, that just doesn't really seem
listen,
that
I'm an art book kind of a guy. I'm not gonna lie. That does it for me.
But at least give me a real one. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that, like just a downloadable one. I think that's just kind of crappy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And there are a couple games that have come out with some really cool like deluxe editions. We'd be wrong not to bring up the 19 inches of Venom for Spider-Man 2, but often now with those deluxe editions,
can someone clip that, please?
That do come with stuff. You don't even get a disc anymore. You get a case, you get a metal case, but then it just has a code inside.
For real?
It's crazy to me.
Dude,
yeah,
that's wild. Honestly, we sound sold. It's like back in my day, we got a metal game case and a CD in there.
They were cool.
I don't know. I just think it hurts the resellability of it, which, I mean, that's not why you should be buying these things. You should buy them to enjoy them. But, you know, people will still buy, like, old, like, ultimate editions of, like, BO3 or BO2. If I could find a deluxe edition that came with the Juggernog mini fridge, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Dude, that'd be so sick. Yeah.
Well, I had a cool one. It was Force Unleashed 2. I had a metal case with that, and it was super sick. Like, it was a good quality tin. The case looked super cool. Like, and I mean, out of the 2 games, Force Unleashed 2 is the not as good as first one.
Yeah.
But it was still a great game, and I don't know. To me, games are just going downhill. Things are becoming more and more acceptable. I mean, if you look at something as like that has had the longevity that it still has, people still play this game, like Skyrim. Skyrim has bugs and things freak out all the time, but it's such a good game that people look past those. And like people still play Skyrim. I would play Skyrim if it wouldn't take over my life, but I vowed to never play it again.
See, Mac, I'm sorry. I do agree there are a lot of issues with the gaming industry that need to be figured out, but I really disagree with the mentality that games quality are going down. Like, yeah, we could point at Cyberpunk and say, oh, that was awful at launch. We could also point at Cyberpunk right now and Phantom Liberty and say, wow, that's one of the best RPGs ever made. God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, the Spider-Man games. There's just been so many amazing games. Even this year, we have Helldivers, Black Myth Wukong's, Space Marines 2, which just came out, that's been amazing. Like, gaming is great right now, and I think, yes, we can look at the negatives, and we should call them out. But I think if we spend too much time focusing on the negatives, we're not going to get to enjoy all the amazing things that are coming out and these amazing experiences that we are getting to have.
Yeah, I'm not saying there aren't good games out there, but I mean, like, I don't remember the last time I was super excited for a game and it fulfilled my needs. Maybe
Helldivers.
Maybe like Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, but I mean, you guys were playing Helldivers because I didn't have my PC yet, and I'm on Xbox, and I wasn't gonna buy a PlayStation.
Right,
just
you missed
for one
the
game.
peak of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I missed like the peak of Helldivers. I mean, I was watching people play it, and it would show up on my TikTok and stuff, and I was like, this game is sweet. And don't get me wrong, I love Helldivers. I still want to play it.
Yeah.
But like the last game that I was super hyped for, that actually like fulfilled, like ticked every box for me, wasn't upset with it at all, played it until I finished it, was like Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. That's fair.
Which came out like 6 years ago now.
Let me ask you a real serious question. Do you think it's because, games aren't as good as they used to, or do you think it's because we've all grown up and we have responsibilities and we just can't enjoy games like we did when we were younger?
No, because I just push all my responsibilities away.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, like, there's, as far as games go, like, to what y'all are talking about, I mean, like, I think, like, graphically, and like the thing that these gaming studios are able to do is so much bigger than even like our imagination.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, I mean, like it's kind of insane what all they're able to do. But I guess for me, where I get aggravated is when just like companies do the whole, like they don't treat their customers right, because that's what we are at the end of the day. Is
we're customers. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're making a product for us, and if that product is not desirable, and it's not like we're not getting what we're promised, then like that's not good. Like companies should strive harder to have things
Yeah.
ready to go.
I agree.
And deliver on their promises. Because that is, so on that note too, just a small thing about Outlaws, and maybe this is my fault too, but I was just, I think I was really, really hyped for it as far as like, the space travel and it being an open world Star Wars game and stuff like that. Like, I think I was just like really psyched about that. I think maybe in my mind I was expecting like the level of freedom with like No Man's Sky or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But a little bit it felt kind of like, and this may have just been because it was pretty early on, was the last time I played, but it felt a little bit like Survivor, where it's like, yeah, or Assassin's Creed, like one of those games where like, yeah, it's open world, but like not really.
Yeah.
You know? But that was like, again, minor disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what sucks is the part that you were most excited about, the exploration part of it, like, you couldn't even get to because it was so glitchy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But, I mean, it's all right. I think like in a few months, this game will be a lot better as far as the problems I've had. So, I mean, I think I'll play it all the way through. I think it's good enough for me to buy and play. But,
Yeah, I don't want to give up on it, for sure, but I definitely shared kind of the same mentality with you, Tuck, was, and I don't know the guy's name, but I've seen him a lot since like the trailers and everything came out on my TikTok. He kind of just like calls it, I would say he's more on like the cynic side of this game. You guys have probably seen him, but he tears this game down like all the time. But he made a really good point in a video I saw him do the other day. He was like, this game's called Star Wars Outlaws, and you can't act like an outlaw.
it's true.
For the most part. Like, I feel very,
at least
I feel
not at
very
the start,
restricted.
yeah.
I feel very restricted in this game whenever I play it. Like, I was expecting more of a Red Dead 2 style whenever they were talking about like the wanted system and having a reputation with the three gangs. you know? I thought it was going to be way more just like loose with how you play and everything. But like, because at the beginning of the game, whenever I started, I was like, I know Tuck's going to fall in heavy with the Pikes because he loves them. I knew I was going to fall in heavy with Jabba because I just wanted to be on Tatooine, and I think Jabba's gang's the coolest out of the 3 that we got. And so, like, immediately at the game, I went into it and I was like, I'm just going to shit on the Pikes at every opportunity I get.
Yeah, that sounds like a you thing. I like it.
So I kept that mentality for a while, and then you would get to missions where you had to, like, do something either for the Pikes or against the Pikes, and it would be damn near impossible because which is another thing that I'm not, like, I don't enjoy with this game, is the forced stealth, which people have talked about. I think it's ridiculous to force me into stealth. Like, you look at Assassin's Creed, like, yes, the main idea of being an assassin is, like, being in the shadows and doing things that way. And I'm not saying there weren't semi-forced stealth missions in Assassin's Creed, like at least the early ones. Yeah. You know, there was kind of that element, but you would get to a point in the mission where it was maybe like a couple minutes in and it was like, oh, your play style isn't being a silent assassin. You just want to cause mayhem and kill Templars. Like, totally cool. You can complete the mission that way. Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But with Outlaws... yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. With Outlaws what?
Yeah, but with Outlaws, like... I had to do a mission where I had to go into Pike territory, and I had bad standing with them. So if I even got seen by them, it was game over, and I had to restart from basically the beginning.
Yeah. On that. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, dude.
I'm almost done. It's okay, buddy. Yeah. It's like I played this one mission for no joke, like 30, 45 minutes because I just kept getting caught. And I usually don't get mad at video games anymore, but it was like the 4th time I was having to redo this mission, and I just hit my desk. I got so mad. I was like, why is it making me do it this way? Like, why can't I just go in, kill a bunch of Pikes, do whatever I have to do, and leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of that, though, is because Ubisoft made it. Because they do a lot of forced stealth, like in their other games. For instance, like Far Cry and Ghost Recon. There's forced stealth missions in all 3 of those games. Even though, like, with Ghost Recon, I mean, you're like, you know, this special forces team. Like, there's no reason that necessarily you would have to be stealthy. But I think it's just because, like, it's one of their strong things that they as a company do and kind of piloted in a way.
Yeah.
And so I think they just really lean into it because they're really proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of people have talked about these stealth missions, and yes, they are annoying. I fully agree that you shouldn't just be caught and the mission failed right away, but there's not really a lot of missions like that. Most missions, you can do them stealthy, or you can go in guns blazing, and I don't really see people talk about that aspect of it either. Like, I would feel comfortable saying maybe 2, maybe 3 at the most of the missions that I did were forced stealth. The rest were stealth optional.
Yeah, I just don't want that option. I've never been a stealth guy. I don't enjoy, like, stealth games. I just want to go in, like, kill everybody, blow stuff up, and leave. And that's, like, the other thing is your character's not really strong enough to do that kind of thing with this game.
Yeah.
And maybe the blaster upgrades get better and everything. I upgraded mine up to level 3 or something the last time I played. And even then, after I got, like, the upgrades and everything, I still didn't feel like my character was that strong.
Yeah.
Or that her weapon impacted the game that much.
Yeah. Well, Mac, let me ask you this. How many, like, side quests and jobs did you do? Or did you just kind of focus on the main story?
I did some side stuff. And I did some contracts and whatnot, but, like, pretty much as soon as I got the option to leave the beginner planet, and even then the game, Indy was, like, suggesting to me what planet we should go to.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm going to Tatooine.
Real.
Because I knew I only had to play, like, so much so we could review it. And I was like, I have to at least make it to Tatooine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of like my main goal, was just to get to Tatooine and then take a break from it for a minute, wait until a patch came out or something like that, and then go back.
Yeah. Well, so I actually really enjoy this game. Again, I don't think it's like a 10 out of 10 perfect game, but I do really feel comfortable about a 7. It's got some issues, but I find it really enjoyable. I really like the outlaw aspect of it, especially with the side quests. I've been doing a lot of smuggling, which they're very simple missions. You just go, maybe fight a couple people, get some stuff, and then go deliver it to a customer. I've really enjoyed that. I do agree that the combat really needs an overhaul. I like the pistol, but I think it could be a lot better. But my absolute favorite parts of this game have been, one, the speeder bike. It's my favorite vehicle, I think, in any video game. The just crazy tight turns you can do is insane. And also Sabak. Have you guys been playing Sabak at all?
Dude, I run Sabak. I'm already in like the Champions League or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I really am loving Sabak. I think probably a couple hours of my 6-8 hours have been just playing Sabak.
Yeah, that was pretty much my only reason
awesome.
to get a lot of money, was just so I could play Sabak.
Yeah. And regardless of, I think, if you enjoy the game, if you don't love the game, this game really is a love letter to Star Wars in terms of the environments. Again, things like the speeder bike and Sabak, but the lingo is insane. I text the group, but I had somebody call me a Sleemo as I was walking around. Just little things like that make me so excited, because it makes me I feel like people who love Star Wars made the game. I don't know. There's just so many little references, and I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, like I said, I just wish it was more like Red Dead style of an outlaw game. Where, you still have perimeters and stuff, and your choices do affect things, but I honestly feel like you don't get to enjoy the game if you have bad standing with one of the syndicates. I feel like you have to be in good standing with all of them to really get the most out of missions, and to not make them, I wouldn't say extremely difficult or anything, but if you're in poor standing with the Pikes or whatever, and you have to go into Pike territory, it makes the game, I wouldn't say difficult, but just kind of annoying. I
don't know. I think, I mean, again, it's just personal opinion. I really like the reputation system. I probably did have a better experience because I have been trying to have a good reputation with the Pikes. The first planet is mainly controlled by the Pikes, but I've been doing everything I can to screw over the Crimson Dawn, and they sent bounty hunters after me, and I thought that was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Wow. You screwed them over hard. I never got to that bad of a standing.
It wasn't on land. I'm not sure if they can send bounty hunters to people on the planet, but I was flying around. I just finished a mission, and I did. I had a choice to help the Crimson Dawn during that mission. I didn't, and I had 5 ships attack me, one big one and some fighters, and it was actually pretty challenging. It took me a couple tries to actually beat them.
Wow.
See, I like that aspect that a syndicate can send bounty hunters after you, but I feel like that should be situational, based on okay, let's say we're doing a mission for Jabba or whatever, and we get, because they do have these already, and there's an option to double cross whoever you're working for at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do, it lowers your standing with them significantly.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at good, you immediately go to poor.
Yeah.
After you decide to double cross them. I don't feel like the impact of, because whenever you do good things for syndicates, your reputation doesn't go up that much with them. You really have to grind to increase reputation. But as soon as you do something negative against a syndicate, it just drops it heavy.
Yeah.
Which makes it increases playtime. It's a smart idea, right? It increases playtime if you're trying to have good standing with everyone. Right. But if you're just kind of trying to play the game, it kind of makes things a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Like, fine, send bounty hunters after me, but don't drop me like a whole level with that syndicate. I don't know.
Well, let's talk characters. Tucker, K-Vess, Nyx. What do you think?
Oh.
Donka?
First of all, love Nyx. Nyx was a very good idea. I like Nyx a lot.
Hell yeah.
Also, too, because he reminds me a lot of my little dog, who's also kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
So I just see Tommy when I look at at Nyx, and I don't know. I just have a good time. I like using him to steal too.
Hell yeah.
I like petting him. I like using him to attack people. Nyx
Hell
is
yeah.
great. He's great. Kay, I like, but I feel like just with the problems I've had with the game, I haven't really gotten to know her all that well.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just kind of like, like there's really like, I don't know anything about her really, as far as like her past or any, because like even the cutscenes, like dude, it was so distracting. Just like the frame that it's cut on, like the frame that it like stopped on is like Kay, like, you know, like one of the weird like pause faces, like if you can imagine. And it was just like you're just staring her in the eyes and you're just hearing the dialogue for like 5 minutes, and it's just, I don't know. It was very distracting, and I just feel like I don't know Kay all that well, but I think she's cool. I just hardly knew her. That's all I gotta say. Yep.
I'm gonna make a crazy statement, and I don't know. I feel like you may agree or you'll really hate me, but Nyx over BD1.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, just because I'm biased, because I think of Nyx like my dog.
Yeah,
So-
he's just so cute. He's such a cute little guy.
I know, yeah.
And have you pointed your gun at him yet?
No.
He Kay will be like bang, and he'll like jump up and like fake die. It's so
Oh, that's
cute.
awesome. Also, too, I've I like too how she's actually pointing a loaded gun at him just for a joke, like bang. Wasn't that silly? Like, I just
silly.
cracks me. It's like you just pointed a loaded gun right at his face. But anyways. Oh shoot. I got distracted. Oh, his distractions are funny. The way he also does the play dead thing to distract. I like Nyx. Nyx is cool.
Yeah. I really like the characters in this game. Like I went in so set that I was going to do a Crimson Dawn playthrough, and then I met Gorak of the Pikes, and I was like, I don't know, Gorak's pretty chill. I think I'm gonna stick with the Pikes this time.
As you should. The Pikes are cool.
Never double cross Maul.
Well,
That's a good point.
Maul's kind of dead at this point.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it doesn't matter.
His ghost will haunt you.
Contingency plans. He's ready.
Sam
never
Witwicky,
dead.
please no.
He's never dead.
Also, what do we think about Donka?
I don't know who Donka is.
She, what is Admiral Akbar's species? I can't remember.
Oh,
Mon Calamari.
Mon
yep,
Calamari. Thank you. Yeah, she's the
I was gonna say
you meet.
calamari, and I was like, Mac's gonna tease me for that. But okay, yeah, what?
She's the Mon Calamari that helps you out in the beginning.
I don't think Tuck has gotten that far.
I don't know if I
No,
did.
he
man.
definitely should have. I think you meet Donka before you get your speeder. Oh wait, no, you
No.
don't.
You don't.
Oh,
you get your
yeah.
speeder first.
No, I've never met her.
She's
no idea
chill.
who Donka
You'll
is.
like her.
Yeah.
She introduces you to like contracts and stuff. For
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
she
all
kind
her
of like,
character is.
is she kind of like Sid?
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah,
Batch a
yeah,
little bit?
she's our
Okay.
Sid.
Gotcha. Except for not evil. Or
Well,
we'll find out.
We'll see. Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't trust her. I really like her character, but I do not
So,
trust her in
so
the
really, she
slightest.
might be just like Sid.
Yeah.
Like it might be the
Which-
exact. Okay, I got you.
Mac, neither of us, I don't think, have had a chance to meet Indy yet. Can you tell us about him? I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry, I had to sneeze so bad. No, I've
okay.
already met Indy.
No, sorry, that's
Well, no,
when
what
I
do
said
you
either
think?
of us. I meant me and
Oh,
Tucker.
you
we
and
haven't
Tuck.
met him. Yeah.
What do you think?
I should be more specific. Sorry, boys.
You're good. You're good. I like Indy. he's interesting. He's a old battle droid, the like infiltrator types from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's like more beefed up. And if you read like his character profile whenever you meet him, he's basically just a servant to this guy that's trying to pull off the heist from the bad guy you're running away from in the game, Silac or whatever his name is, Silvo.
Oh yeah, the guy you steal the ship from that's put a bounty out on your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabak?
So Sabak, yeah. The Cortez sisters.
Yeah.
So ND belongs to him, and the only reason ND is like still working for him is he has like this heavy duty restraining bolt on him.
Yeah.
ND's like actually really sad. Like he wears that trench coat because of all the damage he's taken over the years, and he doesn't want to see it because it reminds him of all the things that he's been through. So he wears the trench coat to hide the damage.
Oh.
Yeah, and
I don't
basically it's just a droid that suffers like heavily from PTSD. Like he doesn't really talk to you much. Like he does dialogue with you quite a bit, because up to this point you don't really have anybody to talk to besides Nyx.
Yeah.
So he will talk to you on like missions and stuff, whether you're doing side quests or main missions.
Yeah.
But he's not really like, you don't know much about him and everything, and he kind of like hides his past a lot, and he's just there to make sure Kay builds the team and does the ultimate goal of his master. But he knows that he's a slave to him, and he has like PTSD from his life and all this stuff.
Jeez.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, boys, seems kind of sentient to me.
Oh boy. Here comes another 2 hours. Woo.
Just had to throw that out there.
No, cool character. I look forward. That is like a positive of the game that I look forward to whenever I do continue to play it, is just knowing more about ND. I don't think you really, like, there's not really like a party system in this game where once you get ND, he rolls around with you.
Yeah.
Up until the point I've played, at least, because I landed on Tatooine and he pretty much stays on the ship, and sometimes he's like, hey, come back to this ship, I have something for you, and it's like a new gun part or something. But he just really stays on the ship and collects information or has little bits of data for you, but that's about it. He doesn't run around with you, which would have been cool to kind of have like a companion.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
Nyx.
yeah. I that's kind of what I thought would happen once we got him, but it's still cool that you can learn more about him.
I think that was all. Wasn't that like our initial thought whenever we first saw this trailer for this game, that like Indy would be running around with us, and that Indy was actually a part of like your crew, and he's not. I'm really sad at a lot of the predictions we made that weren't true.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got one more question for you, saying you made it to Tatooine. So the first like tutorial planet that we get our ship from, it's the same planet from The Last Jedi. Do we remember what that's called?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
The red sand place?
The fancy one with the
at the casino.
The casino.
Oh, Canto Bight. Canto Bight.
Yeah, we start on Canto Bight, and there's the like horse dog things, and on the
Fathiers.
the crash landing planet, you can actually bet on their races.
You can on the first planet.
Please tell me that when you get to Tatooine, you can bet on pod racing.
I haven't seen anything so far. I don't think that is a deal. I think Sabak is going to be the only thing that carries into the other planets.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think Fathier racing is on the other planets too, but I haven't heard any mention of pod racing during my short time on Tatooine. And that's the other reason I wanted to get to Tatooine really bad, was just because I knew the map was going to be easier to traverse. I had a hard time with that planet that we crash on.
Yeah.
Like trying to get to things, or it would be like side missions to go get a crate or whatever for like a better piece of gear or something. I had a really
it's even
hard time
tougher when you
navigating
fall
that.
through the map. for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Way more difficult like that.
Yeah.
But I had a hard time operating that planet.
Mm-hmm.
Tatooine's a little bit easier with the dunes and everything.
Can you do some sick jumps?
There's a jump.
Hey, we got one. I'll take it.
There's more, but like the access ramp from Phantom Menace during the pod race,
Yeah.
like there's one like that.
Can you slaughter them like animals?
You do meet Tuskens
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
at a point on Tatooine. I haven't gotten to a point where I fight them or anything, but you do meet Tuskens. They're pretty cool.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, the first thing I did whenever I got to Tatooine actually was I hopped on my speeder bike. I saw something in the distance. They were banthas. I immediately ran up to them and pet them.
Hell
nice.
yeah. 10
That's
out
awesome.
of 10 game. I
Did it
changed my
work?
mind.
Like, did it let you pet them?
Yeah, you pet them.
Oh, that's
and then
awesome.
a little bit further in the distance, I saw something else, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the giant lizards that I can't remember the name of them right now."
Oh, yeah. Dang it, what are they
The
called?
Stormtroopers ride.
Oh, yes. We
I
had
know
to
what
look
they're
this up on
called.
the
I can't
episode with
remember
your
them.
brother.
I can't remember, what are they called? I knew what they were.
I'll look it up. Do we have any final thoughts on the game, though?
Needs more time. Self expectations ruin this game for me, and that's my fault. So, but also you can't say that this is a game of the year title.
I agree. I really love the game, but I don't think it's even a contender for game of the year.
No, it's just like anything else. Whenever you have an IP like Star Wars, you could have told me that this was the worst game in the world, and because it has Star Wars in the title, I'm still gonna play it. I'm still going to give money to play it.
Yeah.
It's just like whenever we did Hunters a couple weeks ago. Like, we knew Hunters wasn't gonna be this great, amazing game.
Oh, I don't know if I ever updated you guys. My nephews really got into Hunters, and we played a lot. Like, I probably put like 20, 30 hours into Hunters because I've been playing with my nephews. And so, like, I still stand by what I said. It could have been so much more, but I do appreciate that it's let me have that experience with them.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
But Hunters is also free.
But it's also free, for sure. Tucker, did you have any other final thoughts on Outlaws?
I mean, basically, just to sum it up, for me, I had some really crazy problems.
Yeah.
That, you can't totally blame the game for that. 'Cause, I mean, there's a bunch of things that also could have been going wrong. Like, for instance, I was streaming it. My computer's like 3 or 4 years old. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
these things. But anyway, so like that was the main bad part of my experience. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really think that next time I play, barring any crazy issues, I think I'm really gonna enjoy it. I think it'll be a good like weekend morning game when you just want to play something for a couple hours by yourself.
Hell yeah.
I think this will be a good one for me.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Also, thank you, Mac.
Yeah, I had to know.
I looked it up and forgot to tell you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I agree. And audience, we will definitely talk about Outlaws again. Like I'll probably update, just like I updated about Hunters, I'll probably bring it up just casually in other episodes, but we'll for sure talk about it more when we do our end of the year tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
This year's definitely going to be interesting.
Oh, this year's going to be great.
We've got Skeleton Crew coming up.
Right. Hunters, Outlaws, Acolyte, Bad Batch 3.
I mean, I can tell you right now, Hunters is my number one. So,
It's Hunters, and I'm dying on this hill.
yeah, best game of the year, honestly.
So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting tournament this year. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Is anything else happening this year?
I feel like there was one more thing.
When does Mando come back? You know, that's all I'm waiting for at this point. When does Mando come back?
2025 is a movie.
We'll probably get like D23, the expo. The people there gotta see the Mando movie trailer. So I'm guessing we'll see the Mando movie trailer by the end of the year. Maybe we'll throw that in as our 6th tournament item, just a trailer for Mando.
I like it.
And it might win. I hate to
Don't
say
be
it, but it
surprised when I
might.
pick it.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, we got Ahsoka this year too. Right?
that was last year.
Was that last year? Who knows, man?
Yeah.
The years are just flying by.
Anyway, I think that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're listening somewhere where you can leave us a comment, let us know what you guys think about Outlaws. We'd love to hear about it. And if you want to be a part of this conversation, you can email us at animalsquadron@gmail.com. Again, that is animalsquadron@gmail.com. And if you could leave us a review wherever you're listening, that would be amazing. For the Animal Squadron, this has been MotherGoose.
HouseDog.
And Lowtech Tug.
Goodbye, everybody!
Wow, you peaked hard. Goodbye.
Adios.